Hello guys, welcome to today's class. We'll be learning this trendy sleeve. So to get started, we need a basic pattern sleeve, our fabric, our bone. My fabric is folded into two, okay, my tape rule, and of course my chalk and scissors. So let's get started into the class. I folded my fabric into two, so I'm going to be placing my basic sleeve on my fabric that is folded. Please take note of how I'm folding my fabric. The sleeve length I'm working with is 9 inches. You can work with a longer one, you can work with a shorter one, but 9 inches is just perfect. Okay, so remember, fabric is folded into two. So just watch how I'm going to be placing this pattern sleeve. This sleeve, I'm tilting it, I'm not keeping it straight, I'm bending it to one side. Okay, another way to achieve this too is by slash and spread for those who do basically pattern, but this is more like a freehand. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this basic sleeve on my fabric. Okay, remember my fabric is tilted, is not my basic sleeve pattern is tilted, is not straight. Okay, if you notice, if you look closely, you see it's like a triangle shape, it's not straight. Okay, so now I'm going to be connecting it. Just watch what I'm doing. I'm connecting my sleeve to the edge, to the folded parts. Okay, just watch what I'm doing. You can see how I connected it, and then I'll trace out the sides as well, and then I'll connect the sleeve head. But this sleeve head, I'm going to extend it up to the upper side of the fabric. At that part, I left about 2 inches to 2.5 inches at that part, because I want to make gathers. I want it to look like a puff sleeve, because if you watch the picture, you see that that part is gathered or pleated. So that's why I left extra inches for it. Okay, so do yours that way as well. Okay, so I'm going to connect properly. My chalk is not showing very well, but I just hope you're understanding what I'm saying. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut out my sleeve, and then you see what it looks like. Just take note of the parts I'm cutting through, so that when you're making yours, you know where to cut through. So you can see that extension I did at the top now, more like a puff sleeve. If you can even make yours deeper, it's okay. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and notch the center of my sleeve, because I'll be needing that part at the end of the class. Okay, so this is what we have now. This is the result of our sleeve. This is the result of our sleeve. If you open it up, this is what it looks like. Okay, this is just what it looks like when I open it up. Okay, so I'll go ahead and sew bonings on this. We'll sew boning. Okay, you can see the way I'm placing my bone. That's how I'm going to go ahead and sew it, but you sew it at the back, not at the front of your fabric or your lining pieces. Sew it at the back. Okay, you sew it this way, you place it this way and sew it. Okay, ensuring that it doesn't get to the edges. You can see where I placed it. I didn't place it starting from the very edge of the sleeve. No, I moved in like 1/2 inch and then placed it. I'll do the same for the upper part too. Just 2 places is okay for my sleeve. But before I do that, I went ahead and cut an interfacing. This is a strong interfacing, okay, so that it will give my fabric structure. Okay, but take note, my interfacing did not get to the sleeve head. Look closely, you see that I left like 1/2 inch at the upper part. Okay, so when doing your sleeve, this is to enable us sew it. You will not have struggle when you're sewing. You know, we are going to do gathers or pleats at that top, so you just need to leave that extra inch so you can sew it. So I've gone ahead to iron the interfacing on my fabric, and then I also stitched the bone on it. Okay, this is what it looks like. I stitch on one side of the bone, but please stitch on both sides. I won't be using the sleeve, so I'll be losing out this bone after this class to use it for another project. So if you'll be using your sleeve, please stitch on both sides so it will be more firm. So I also went ahead and cut another piece of the sleeve, just the same thing we did at the first. I did a second part because I'm going to be using this to turn the sleeve. Okay, so when cutting your sleeve, cut two pieces of it. One will be the lining, one will be the main fabric. So this is the main fabric, the lining is the one we iron the interfacing and sew bone on. Okay, so I've gone ahead now to place it. I want to turn the sleeve now. So I'm using the main fabric to turn the one that I iron interfacing and sew bone on. So I'm going to sew it this way, sew this way, sew this way. Okay, that's just, but you won't sew the top part of the sleeve. Okay, let me do that and then I will also show you. So I've gone ahead to sew the edges. You can see I've sewn the two sides and then the lower part of our sleeve. This is what we have at the end. So you can see that's just the part I sewed and I left the upper part. So I'll flip this out and show us just what it looks like. So I've gone ahead to flip it and this is the end result. This is what we have. You can see our sleeve is already having structure, it's already coming out. So this is it. This is just what it looks like. Okay, this is just what it looks like. So I've gone ahead to iron my sleeve. I ironed it flat, ironed all my edges. You can see some part of it is still wet. So I'll pick the two ends now and I'll join it this way. I'll join it this way. Please, when sewing your bone, please ensure that your stitches are neat. I did not notice this on time. I would have loosed this out and restitch it, but I noticed it late, so there's no need losing it. And since I'm not using the sleeve, I didn't have to lose it. But if I was making use of this sleeve, I would have loosed it out and sew it again, because you need neat stitches in all your work. So when I noticed it, I reset my machine so that I'll have neat stitches. So please ensure, check through to be sure your stitches are neat as possible. So I'll pick the two ends now and then I'll sew it. Okay, and then this upper part, that is where we're going to make our pleats. Okay, so I've gone ahead to join the sleeves. You can see that the stitch is neat at that part. I've already set my machine, so I'm going ahead to flip it out and show you just what it looks like. Okay, after flipping it, this is what our sleeve looks like. Okay, our sleeve is almost ready. It's almost done, guys. Please like, share, subscribe to my video. Please guys, I need you to like, share, subscribe. You can see our sleeve is just there already. Okay, so that, remember that point we notched, that center part we notched, so I'm going to start there to make my pleats. Okay, so guys, please like, share, comment, leave me a thumbs up, click notification bell to get notifications from me anytime I post new videos. Trust me guys, you're going to be learning a whole lot from my classes. Okay, so please do it. That is the encouragement I get to be doing more and more videos. Thank you for those who subscribed, who has clicked the notification bell. I see you, your comments, your likes. I appreciate it so much. All right, so I've gone ahead to pin. You can see that's what I'm doing. I'm pinning all the edges. Okay, so that's it. You can see our sleeve is all set. All you just need to do is to sew it and secure it in place before attaching it to your dress. And that's it for the class, guys. Look at our sleeve. Oh, it's all set. Isn't this beautiful? Look at it. Isn't this beautiful? Just look at it, guys. Our sleeve is already all structured. This sleeve is never going down because there's bone in it. Okay, so just have to attach it to whatever dress you're making or top you're making, and that is it, guys. Thank you for staying with me. Please don't forget to stay tuned for other classes that are coming forth. I'm going to show you what this looks like. I didn't attach it to a dress, I just attached it to my mannequin, so I'll show you what it looks like. So guys, this is it. This is our sleeve all set. Isn't this beautiful? Huh? Isn't this beautiful? This is the outcome of our sleeve. So if you go ahead and try this, please post in our group. Thanks and bye.